Okay, our story for today is Baby Calf. Clover was a little calf. She lived with some other cows and calves on a farm. The farm had a big pasture with plenty of sweet green grass to eat. There was so much grassy land that all of the cows had their own eating spots. Clover's favorite place was the patch of grass by the big gray rock. The grass here is so good, she thought. It must be the sweetest grass in the whole field. A little ground squirrel lived in a burrow under the gray rock. He didn't like Clover eating so close to his home because he didn't like the sound of her bell. It clanged whenever Clover strolled from one tuft of grass to another. The ground squirrel covered his ears, but it never helped. One day, the ground squirrel thought of a plan. "How do you know that the grass by the gray rock is the sweetest grass in the pasture?" he asked Clover. "I know that I like it very much," she said. "Let me tell you a little secret," the ground squirrel whispered. "I have heard that the grass on the hillside is really the best tasting grass of all." Clover looked at the hillside where another calf, Daisy, was eating in her favorite spot. Daisy looked happy, munching on some posies. "Her grass does look greener and sweeter," said Clover. "Why don't I pay her a visit?" Clover walked over to Daisy's flower patch. "Hello, Daisy," she said. "May I have a nibble of your grass?" "Of course," said Daisy. Clover had a nibble and smiled. The grass seemed so good that Clover took another bite, then another and another. Soon Clover helped herself to all of the grass. "That ground squirrel was right," said Clover. "This grass is the best tasting grass of all." Clover kept on eating, which didn't make Daisy happy. But what could Daisy do? Finally, Clover took a break from eating and looked up. She saw Lily eating in her favorite spot by the fence. Lily looked really happy. Her grass also looked greener and sweeter than Daisy's. "I think I'll pay Lily a visit," Clover said. Clover trotted over to the fence where Lily ate. "Hello, Lily," she said. "May I have a nibble of your grass?" "Sure," said Lily. Clover had a nibble and grinned from ear to ear. The grass seemed so very sweet that Clover took another bite, then another and another. Soon Clover helped herself to all the grass in sight. "This grass seems even better than Daisy's," said Clover. "This grass is the best tasting grass of all." Clover kept on eating, which didn't make Lily happy, but Lily knew just what to do. She left Clover by the fence and went off to find Sweetheart, the wisest cow in the field. Lily walked to Sweetheart's favorite spot on the other side of the pasture. Sure enough, Lily found Sweetheart, and her friend Daisy was there too. "It's so nice to see the both of you on this fine day," said Sweetheart. "What brings you here for a visit?" "I was hoping you could help me," said Daisy. "I was eating the grass in my flower patch when Clover came over and ate and ate and ate. Then she came over to my patch," said Lily, "and she's eating there now." "I think I know the problem," said Sweetheart. "Clover doesn't know that the grass in her patch is just as sweet and good as any grass in the pasture." Sweetheart walked through the field to Lily's patch by the fence. There she found Clover, who was still eating. "Hello, Clover," she said. "Are you enjoying the grass?" Clover nodded yes as she munched. "Would you like to taste grass as sweet as any in the whole pasture?" Sweetheart asked kindly. "Oh, yes," said Clover. "Well, close your eyes, dear, and I'll lead you to it." Clover closed her eyes and followed the sound of Sweetheart's bell. They walked for a bit until Sweetheart said, "This is the place." Clover kept her eyes closed and munched the grass where she stood. "This grass is so delicious," said Clover. "Open your eyes, dear," said Sweetheart. "This is your own patch." Clover couldn't believe it. She opened her eyes and saw that it was her favorite spot by the big gray rock. "This is a great place to be," said Clover. When the ground squirrel heard Clover talking, he hurried out of his burrow. The gray rock had been lonely without her and the sound of her bell. "It is a great place to be," he chimed in, "and I have heard that the grass by the gray rock is the sweetest grass in the pasture." The end.